Hello, Lewis. How are you? Look at that tail. It's got a dirty bum, this one. So we're down South London. Anyway, we've got a busy day. I'm staying with my sister. She's not really my sister. So we got BBC in Brixton at 10. We got CBC, Oxford Circus at 12. And we got Times Radio at London Bridge at 5:30. It's a bit of a score, really, all of this coming together. Here, Peckham Rye. This is not what I thought. I've never been down this part of London. I thought they'd leave you for dead. Well, I guess that was the old days. But it looks pretty good to me. Now here we're coming down the High Street. The Great British High Street. Don't know what one. But there'll be a barber shop, there'll be a vape shop, there'll be a betting shop, there'll be a curry shop, and there'll be a kebab shop. It's very British. Pub on the corner. That's the Prince Albert. Prince Albert was the Prince Consort, I believe is the term, and that was Queen Victoria's husband. Now, when I think of a Prince Albert, it's actually a ring you get put through the head of your willy. And apparently the story was, just, you know, like those wallet chains that all the grungers were wearing maybe about 10-20 years back. He'd have that through the head of his willy, and then he'd have it tied down to his leg. So whenever he was feeling a bit randy and he wanted to run around on Queen Victoria, whenever it went up, it went down. So that's Prince Albert. And now you know the rest of the story. Oh, fuck me. I got 7 done, but then it wasn't recording, so I got 2.5. Some people might say, oh, why would you do that? Show how weak you are. Because the shame is not doing it. It's like washing your hands. How many times have you only done a piss and wash your hands? Me, more often than none, if I'm honest. But if you do a number 2 and don't wash your hands, who would know? You would know. God would know. So I got my first meeting at Brixton Tube in 10 o'clock. But I thought I'd walk, because I love walking. And I'm going to show you now. This is what you call a council estate. And this was basically Britain's answer to post-war. This was the Labour government. Everybody was going to have a free house. We're going to have a better life after the war. And you get a council house. Oh, there's some of those gardens again, like I was showing you in Sweden. Community garden, open Saturdays, all welcome. There's something about British parks, I find them rather understated. Now, funny little thing about these parks. I used to go out running when I lived here as a young lad, when I got out of the army. And you'd go do a wee in the bushes, and then some weird Pakistani gentleman would jump out at you. Hi! But thankfully, after they got things like Grindr and such, when smartphones came in, you could just wee in the bushes, well, for the most part, in peace. Oh, I was going to call it a wading pool, but they call them a paddling pool. And then they fill this up in the summer, and all the kids come play in about 6 inches of water. Could you imagine the urine and fecal matter in there, just to cool off? Oh, hello. This is typical to anywhere, but if you go to a city like Bath, Glasgow, you go to Liverpool, it's distinctly different architecture, because it all depends when they came into the Industrial Revolution and what sort of access to building materials they had. But this is about as typical as it comes for the south of England. Some people just have to stand out. Nice tile, nice bit of dog shit. Who needs Google Maps when you know where you're going? Just follow the sign to Brixton and under the tunnel, the train bridge. A lot of dodgy things get done under these train bridges, where you can buy narcotics and such. Let's have a look at this on the way. It's the little free library. You can take a book, leave a book, or just stop and say hello in memory of Irene, sorry. And now we're taking a walk down post-industrial Britain. There's a local cashmere halal meat. Go in there, get deals on vegetables. Always try to pick from the bottom. Lots of good deals in there, easy to steal. Are your mates McNugget worthy. Good God, could you imagine living in the corner room of that? And I've got about a quarter mile left to go. This is a bit of a phenomenon that sprung up even since I moved to the UK in the early 2000s. And it used to be just for taxi cab drivers and criminals, but I'll show you. Basically these little garages that run all along the train, especially here in South London, I think exclusively South London, but they decided to rent those out. It's not only the taxis anymore and the Albanian chop shops, but they have cafes in them as well. They have hipster startups. You can see IT workers working under the train bridge. Brixton. Who is Oliver Morse? I don't know. The Windrush generation. Oh, there's David Bowie. Brixton's best foods. Oop, drop the plantains. Curfew grooming. Ha. Got the Brixton DIY centre. Go in there, you go buy a bin, a broom, a shower head, whatever you need really. And our gentleman's got a bit of everything. Hello. And then you get this, the Brixton Recreation Centre. Probably go in there to swim, you learn to fight, you learn a bit of everything. Basically you go there as a kid from a place like this and you stay out of trouble. Down Pope Road. I used to have a girlfriend in Brixton, her name was Esther. A nice Jewish girl with shall we say, black features. A lovely girl. She lived down here for years on Brixton High Street, and she lived right in front on the High Street. Behind there is Brixton Academy, going all night. Boom, 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 boom. Then there was the Latino bar below her, so that was going na 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 na. And in the morning they had the black preachers. Give me an amen, amen. That's a Wetherspoons, and that is the shittest place you can eat in the world. There we go. Let's roll with it. But this is a real treat. I think I've maybe used one once or twice in my life. So you've got a London phone box, and I would have thought they'd rip them out by now. There's no prostitutes' numbers, and I don't know if it works. I can smell the urine. Oh, it does work. No, that one. £1 used to be 20p for a phone call. £1 for a phone call. You're having a laugh. I don't have anyone I want to talk to. I don't have anyone who wants to talk to me. So this is at the end of the Victoria line, down Brixton Station. This is where all the characters meet. You need a hand there. He's got 6 children to feed.
That's right.
To five different women.
That's right. He knows me too well.
Aye.
He's a wrong one. His brother's.
Are you going to punt or not? Are you just going to give this man a hard time?
Yes, I am.
Get your money out.
Chelsea don't like Tottenham.
Well, we know that, but the children, don't take it out on the children.
Is that what he told you?
Yeah?
Is that what he told you?
Chelsea fan.
He's trying, poor Jewish trader like this, he has to work on Saturdays as well.
Every day.
I think you do know.
God, the punters are rough here, mate. Look at that. You never know. You put the gear out and they're already on it. £3 for some marigolds. £2.50 for your daisies. Buy a set for your wife, happy life. I worked everywhere. I worked on the streets as well, and I've had some of the best chats, some of the best market traders, characters, with character, most of them too. You get on your pitch like this as quick as you can. You take yourself a monkey or a bag by 1 o'clock, and all bangers too. Greatest feeling in the world. Pop down to the wholesaler in the morning again and do it all over again, same place or somewhere else. He knows all his regular punters. I already seen 2 women walk by, and there your brawlies up. You're ready to go to work, rain or shine. So that man right there, that's absolutely brilliant, and that's my favorite way to earn a living, working the streets. When I got out of the army, I went to the Ideal Home Show in Earl's Court and worked for 28 days back in the day. And it was quite a thing. There was grafters, pitchmen from all over the world. There was Matt Cancel, Big Wave Dave, Super Mike from South Africa, and the boys come down as far as Glasgow for a month. But I just learned how to sell. So this is Joel. Say hi, Joel.
How's it going? The world.
Joel's a journo. I don't know, maybe 20,000 people will watch this because there's no explosions.
How many people normally watch them?
Anywhere from 20,000. One got 500,000.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But you got to put the buzzword in, Bakhmut.
Right.
Even if you're 10 kilometers away, say Bakhmut.
Okay.
I'm going to have a flat white.
Do you want to go upstairs and get us to see? I'll get one.
All right, I'll have this one. Flat white, please.
Okay, cool.
So I'm going to do an interview here with Joel, and that's exclusive content. Where are you from, Joel?
I'm from Wales. Same as Jeff.
Where in Wales?
South Wales.
See,
Land of myth and legend.
Do you ever work at the Royal... well, I worked at the Royal Welsh. Have you ever been to Bilth Wells, to the Royal Welsh before?
Bilth Wells? No, but it's near to where I'm from. I live near to Brecon. Where they
Brecon.
used to do
all the army training, all the hardcore SAS stuff.
Yeah, where some of the soldiers actually die because it's just too much.
There was one fella, if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. And he was getting ready for SAS training, and he thought he'd bring bricks in his Bergen instead of his actual kit.
Yeah.
And he froze to death up there.
Jesus Christ.
Nobody does it anymore. Where are you off to now?
I'm going to go home and probably look through the transcript of our lovely interview called Look at the Angle. Hello.
This is very off the cuff, my YouTube.
Yeah.
Aye.
But yeah, probably go home. You're off to Oxford Circus now. You've got a media frenzy day today, I think.
This was a pleasure.
Yeah.
You're a good man, and I like taffies. Means Welsh. Let's bugger off.
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about Daniel Craig. I want to talk about James Bond specifically. Do you remember in Skyfall when he did this? See, there's always these or those. So Daniel Craig would have hit himself right in the balls, and he never could have done that in real life. Anybody who's been in London for 5 minutes would know that was not factually correct in the movie. But it was possibly one of the best James Bond movies ever made, in my opinion. Styles and Society. Too posh for me. End of the line, baby. And then we've got to go from here to here. Always something for the little man. Love it.
This is Vauxhall. Change here for National Rail. This
good.
is a Victoria Line train. Has step-free access. This is a Victoria Line train to Walthamstow Central.
You're welcome.
This is Oxford Circus. Change here.
Hakuna Matata. She can pull it off. You pull off anything if you don't care. Just like talking to yourself randomly on the tube. He would have ran first day. Evening all. it's all tacky, but I'll have to buy some for the Ukrainians. Look, there's Lizzie. Well, here I am, and that might be the closest you ever get to see the CBC. So we got a bit of time to burn until the next one. So now I'm going to show you some absolute crap. Rule Britannia, she rules the ocean waves. We're not paying £30 for your stupid crap. Look at them there, Charles. I'm all ears. And there's Lizzie. You know, a lot of people say things about the royal family. Oh, it's a waste of taxpayers' money. Many economists have disproven that they generate more tourism revenue in soft power for Great Britain. Look at that. People buy this stuff, you know what I mean? And then the government takes 20% of everything. Let's go in and have a look. I never go into any of these shops. But I've never been in one in my life. Typical. Oh. Get tea and biscuits. Have some Lizzie biscuits. Bitch. £12 for a tin of biscuits. I wouldn't pay that for biscuits, but I mean it's kind of a cool tin, so I mean I could see the value in that, maybe. I used to have like a tea tray, 1982 royal wedding, you know, her and Charles, and I thought that was a pretty cool thing. I used to use that as my weed rolling tray back in the day, and then Mark Much took it, and well, anyway, when he got busted, I don't know what happened with it, but I've actually had some royal memorabilia. I don't know who she is though. Maybe she's one of Edward's daughters or Prince Andrew's daughters, but maybe somebody in the comments will know better than me. I got to get out of there. I feel just absolutely I feel a bit cringy in places like that. I mean, you got that shop over there, not as flash, but it's the same old crap for cheaper. Gift Town, whatever. Absolute crap. Dancing Queen if you tickle her belly as well. Ooh, don't, I shan't. But I mean, look at this. So you can get yourself a queen and tickle her belly, and you can get a vape as well. Actually, I've got to buy one of those right now because I forgot mine in Liverpool, so it'd probably be like £3 more expensive.
£30, brother.
£30?
Yes, this is double one, the original speedy.
You're fleecing me, mate. I believe. What are we playing?
25 I charge you, no problem.
Have a good one, mate.
How much? Send me a price.
Well, it's London. I'm going to get screwed
Turn off
anyway.
your
I'll give you 15 quid. There we go. I wasn't paying 30 quid for that. Paid £15. But at the end of the day, you 25. Could I get it for a tenner? 30% of the price? No way. Maybe, but it's London. You got to expect to get screwed. You know what I mean? And I would be insulted too if he didn't screw me a bit. So look right. I mean, that's been like that. Look left. Apparently, about 1 or 2 tourists every year get slammed by a double-decker bus. But I always try to look both ways. So let's go an interesting area here while we're waiting. You never know, I might get lucky. Soho Square. This is where it all happens, really, basically. This is like the hedonism capital, the hedonistic capital of Britain. And there we go, that's Charles II. Do you know how I know that? Because I read it. I had my chance with CBC and I blew it. I'm a little bit disappointed in myself, if I can be honest. Steph Genzer, she's the producer. Chris Brown, you'd see on TV, that's the CBC foreign correspondence team in London. And I had coffee with them for an hour beforehand. And what do I do for that hour? For 20 minutes, half hour, I asked them about them. I'm a great conversationalist, you know. I asked them, what was it like doing the King's coronation here in London? Because that would be a big thing for them. I'm interested to know. What's it like going to Sudan or going back to Sudan? I didn't try to sell myself. See, that's what the world's all about nowadays, self-promotion. Maybe it always was. I should have been talking about cyanide attacks in Avdiivka. I didn't even think of that, because that's a buzzword, isn't it? Cyanide attack. Because I can speak from experience. I don't talk about things that I haven't experienced, but people would like to hear about that. Then they'd have a story. Then they have something they could bring to their editors. I thought it'd be a no-brainer that I would be doing an interview, not for the TV, but for their YouTube. Their editor put me first story on CBC National one night. It must have been compelling. The long-form interview on their YouTube did 1 million views. That's one of their better interviews, at least in the top 20, 30 ever. So I would have thought it'd be a no-brainer. But I didn't sell myself right today. And I like them. I know they like me, they're genuine. But I didn't sell myself. I really struggle with this, and I try to build a platform, and you know what I do, and you know why I do it. But let's use Roman Truckamits as an example. I only met him once, and I liked him. I met him at a party. We had a good chat. He's recently soared in the media. I could never do what Roman does. It's self-promotion. It's self-promotion. He films himself in selfie mode all the time. It's very Roman-centric. But CNN loves him. He's a darling. It doesn't matter that it's self-promotion. He even says that. This is for my legacy. You know, it's not to raise money for the army or anything. It's me. But it's very also effective, like, because people think about Roman, they think Ukraine. But I can never do it quite like that. And to me, it's cringy. I'm not saying bad about him, but I'm saying the style is cringy. But I want this trip to be as effective as possible, so we get as much support as possible. But if I can't get past the reporter and the editor to get on the screen, I've got to sell myself more. Let me know in the comments. There's a YouTube buzz. Let me know in the comments, but let me know, because I know a lot of you people have faith in me. I just want to do the best I can. But I could have done a lot better than that today when we had coffee. And then we'd have 3 interviews today instead of 2. With 2 very big platforms. Well, Express is a good platform. With Joel, CBC, massive, considering I'm going to Canada. And Times Radio tonight. Wish me luck with that.